Well, the city's brand new rental ripoff hearing set for tomorrow, focusing on price gouging and living conditions in privately owned buildings. Tenants are invited to air their grievances about the challenges they face, but there is some confusion as to which tenants may be excluded.
Joining us now with his take is Jason Haber, a broker with Compass Realty and co-founder of the American Real Estate Association. Jason, thanks so much for joining us.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
So this is a new thing that the city is doing. What do you make of these hearings? Are they a good way to help tenants hold bad landlords accountable?
Well, giving tenants a voice is very important. Fully support that. But we should also talk about what voices are being silenced here, and that's the NYC tenant community, because the worst landlord in New York City, that's New York City itself, NYC, those tenants are not able to testify. And look, the public advocate's own report shows NYC has over 600,000 work orders that are not yet completed, over $40 billion in work that needs to be done, thousands of empty apartments. So this is political theater. This is a kangaroo court. This is like Jacobi in France, minus the guillotines, at least so far. Let's hope it stays that way.
All right, so let's talk about the people who are included. That's everybody else if you don't live in NYC housing. What are some of the things you're expected to hear from them, and do you think this is going to have any sort of impact on improving rental conditions?
So listen, tenants who have grievances should be free to speak, and that's very important. But this has also got to be forward-thinking about how do we provide solutions, and also how do we provide for affordability in the city. That's what the mayor campaigned on. That's why he was elected, is solving the affordability problem. And are we doing that by demonizing landlords, not working with them, not working together as New Yorkers to solve these problems? Instead, if we're just pitting New Yorker tenant against New Yorker landlord, no one's going to win in that case.
Yeah, so Jason, you kind of alluded to this, that NYC, there was some confusion whether or not NYC tenants are being invited to these rip-off rental hearings. There have been reports that they are not. The mayor's office referred us to its website that says, quote, and we've got the quote right now, a senior leadership and staff from NYC will be on site to ensure that residents can submit in-apartment repair requests, file heat, hot water complaints, or discuss development-wide issues. What are your thoughts on what the mayor's office is saying there?
NYC tenants get a help desk. They don't get to testify. I don't think that's right. I think if we're going to talk about the problem, which is what are the struggles of the tenants of New York City, those tenants should be empowered to testify. They deserve more than a help desk.
This all comes, of course, we're in the atmosphere of the potential for a 9.5% property tax hike in the city. What is the landlord's perspective, you think, right now as well? Obviously, we're talking about the perspective from the rental side of things. But what about people who own property in the city? What's their perspective right now?
So I think the Bronx Borough president said it beautifully earlier last week, where this is a cost that will break the backs of so many working class New Yorkers, some small property owners in the outer boroughs. This will incur a rent increase to tenants. So if you're looking to make New York more affordable, this is the exact opposite approach you want to take. As I travel the country and talk to leaders in Illinois or Montana, and we go around and we talk about how we're solving for affordability, this is not what I hear. Raising property taxes on New Yorkers is not going to be the solution, and it is something that should be completely off the table. And I'm so glad that so many elected officials around the city have said, no, Mr. Mayor, this cannot be done.
All right, we'll have to leave the conversation there. Jason, thanks so much.
You got it.
And Nick is up next with another